trained B-17 crews here before they sent them to war. Now the same concrete tests a different kind of machine. Sebring isn't smooth. It isn't forgiving.
And it was never meant to be. Every crack, every seam, every brutal bump through turn 17 reminds you exactly where you are. A track built on history, a surface that demands respect. 2026 NASA Championships, powered by Hoosier. Sebring International Raceway. Make your mark on history.
She's got a megaphone in her hand, black boots on the street. She's got traction, she's got friction, she's bringing the heat.
Good evening, race fans, and tonight, Stam Studio Network is proud to bring you the NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series live from the virtual Virginia International Raceway. For the next hour, these drivers looking to tackle North America's most technical and demanding road course behind the wheel of these Toyota GR86s. This is one of these cars that rewards precision, momentum, and consistency. With that modest horsepower, every mistake can cost multiple positions, but every perfectly executed corner can set up a pass and into the next straight. Hopefully you're all doing well on this wonderful Tuesday evening. It's Sean Stam producing, directing, and commentating the show. This is going to be a fun one tonight. 1 hour-long event, competition caution at every 20 minutes of the race. And what makes tonight even more special is the caliber of the field. Many of these competitors are active real-world racers who regularly compete at NASA Texas events. Hey, they're just using this series as another tool to help sharpen their racecraft between weekends and the track. The Scott Adams Driver Development Program is built improving driver skill in a safe, competitive environment, with simulators playing a ground role in that development. That being said, we appreciate all of our sponsors and affiliates making their way up, down, and around the town. Black Underwear, let them handle the underwear with their #1 ranked boxer briefs. For Brunson Motorsports, that's engine and vehicle accessories, apparel, and more. Patrick Brunson racing tonight, qualifying P5. Ottoline Motorsport, just outside of Austin, Texas, high-performance driving school at Circuit of the Americas. Plenty of race-ready cars ready to go. TRB Autosport, they provide top-tier vehicle expert support and exhilarating race experience at any Trans Am event by Pirelli or SCCA Club event. Simshot.com, creating a real driving feel through direct drive wheelbases and full metal construction and more. Speedcom Communications, the leading supplier of motorsport radio comms. They provide a wide range of products, including headsets, helmet kits, wiring harnesses, and more. Velocity Sim Racing Lounge outside of Houston, Texas. Eat, drink, and race at Houston's only sim racing destinations by and with the best simulators. And of course, make sure you let them know that Scott Adams Driver Development sent you there. Scott Adams developing champions both on and off the simulation racetrack, HPDE Class 1, 2, 3 as well. And of course, the leading factor here tonight, it's NASA Texas. It's Texas's premier sports car racing and high-performance driving, specializing in IRL racing, coaching, data-driven performance, and much, much more. Now, for those wondering where Scott Adams is here tonight, Scott Adams is unfortunately not racing with us as he's preparing to leave for Canada tomorrow. Jared Audrick, same story there, but a little bit different story. Jared Audrick is now driving within NASCAR Canada Series and has an event this race weekend, so he's getting all ready to go there. Real quick, before we kick off tonight, we got to take a look at these point standings. Pretty tight out there within the field. Billy Smith II, 7 wins on the season. No Scott Adams on the track tonight, but there is an Anthony Nguyen. Anthony Nguyen, keep an eye on that sports car driver. This is, I think VIR and Anthony Nguyen are going to go great together, as it's kind of more that driving track, a lot more higher speed corners. We've seen Anthony really be a factor within tracks like VIR. Jared Audrick, 5th in the point standings. Chase Gardner, Patrick Brunson, Andreas Profana, Daniel Parma-Lee, Corey Elliott, and don't count out Aaron Myers there, 10th place in the point standings. Aaron Myers, 6 wins on the season. Rounding out 11th through 20th in the points, it'll be Mike Burris, Eric Ronenberg, Luke Cantor. Also have Adriel Zermano, AJ McAllister, Christopher Bermudez. Daniel Santabanes, Mike Iacino, Jeffrey Heyman, and Cameron Tackman. Luke Cantor and Eric Ronenberg, 12th and 13th, the only drivers 11th out of 20th within the point standings with multiple wins to their names. Zermato and Bermudez with 1. All right, before we get kicked off out here tonight, we got to see who starts where. And this is a 14-driver lineup here tonight. It'll be Luke Cantor and Raul Alves rounding out row number 1. Unfortunately, Raul Alves, we'll get back to that story here in just a moment's time, but no Raul Alves on the track tonight. Luke Cantor, nice qualifying effort up on the pole. Billy Smith the second. They'll start right back in behind Luke Cantor. Anthony Nguyen, who is third in the point standings, still searching for race win number 1. He'll start P4. Patrick Brunson out of the Eagles Canyon, powered by Fast Track Motorsport, U.S. Money Reserve, the gold and black Toyota GR86. Yes, the real-life Toyota GR86 driver continuing to race out here with us. And to his side, Daniel Parmalee. It's Parmesan. Real quick shout-out there to Daniel Parmalee and everything that he does out there for us back and behind the scenes. And being sure that these broadcasts are able to keep on happening, Daniel. I really do appreciate it, as well as Patrick. It does not go unnoticed. We'll have Jack Dennison and Andreas Profana round out row number 4. That'll be P7 and P8. Nice qualifying efforts for those two. P9, P10 belongs to James Lopez and AJ McAllister. Nice paint scheme on both of those Toyota GR86 Cup cars. Zach Capps and Kobe Parks, some new faces in some new places. They'll round out row number 6 for a P11 and P12. Row number 7, 13th, 14th belongs to Michael Janicki and Kristen Janicki. Hang on now. This will be fun. Michael Janicki is Kristen's son. This also is real life radio. He's also her real life radio spotter and real life spec Miata Racing. This is going to be a fun race to be a part of out here tonight on Stam Studio Network. And I appreciate each and every single one of you down there joining in YouTube land. Appreciate the sponsors and affiliates, the top right, and our YouTube members scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, don't miss out NASA Championships 2026. It's September 24th through 27th at Sebring International. Prices, well, they already up there. Increased July 31st. Register now at www.nasachamps.com. Don't want to miss a chance to drive that legendary track out at Sebring. Talk about a legendary track. We're at another legendary track out here tonight. It's Virginia International Raceway. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Make sure you got yourself that drink, got yourself that snack. It's Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, Billy Smith II, Daniel Parmalee rounding out the first 2 rows. Ladies and gentlemen, how about you? Get up, stand up for your life, and don't you ever give up the fight as we go green flag racing at Virginia International Raceway. Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen. What do they have out here for the field? Daniel Parmalee, Billy Smith II. Don't count out Andreas Profana, Patrick Brunson, that 3rd row back, AJ McAllister, and Jack Dennison. Zach Capps, Kobe Parks, Kristen Janicki, Michael Janicki rounding out our top 12 as here we go, waiting for the green flag, and it's finally here and upon us. It looks like a little bit of a jump out there for that Anthony Nguyen machine. He'll lead the pack out there heading within turn 1 and 2. Careful here with the side-by-sides. It's now that number 9 of Luke Cantor. Actually, he loses a spot there. He'll drop back to about their P3. Already have contact for about their 4th, 5th, 6th on back. We'll have another driver going off the track. I believe that'll be Andreas Profana, the Dynaco machine. We're going to keep it cool, calm, collected, still running out here single file. Well, double file now for the race lead. Anthony Nguyen and Luke Cantor. It's still door-to-door going into here. NASCAR Benz opening lap of the race. It's cold tire temperatures. It's cold tire pressures. Man, don't look now. Anthony Nguyen muscles his way by. Already 4 spots gained at the drop of the green flag. Cantori falls back from that pole position. He's now running P2. Daniel Parmalee, another 3 spots gained for Parmesan. Keep an eye on driver 99. Fast within our qualifying efforts. Fast within this opening lap. Talk about fast, man. There's going to be Daniel Parmalee trying to make a pass happen for that 2nd place position. Whoa, as now we're going to look 3 wide there as the number 9 of Luke Cantor. He went a little bit off of the racetrack there. Anthony Nguyen is loving seeing this out there within his rear view mirror. As Daniel Parmalee, he'll go around. contact there for that second, third, and fourth running spot. We'll get a Stam Studio Network look at that race replay in a few moments' time as we're back up here for the fourth running spot on the racetrack. Patrick Brunson, real-life Toyota GR86 Cup car, Eagles Canyon Racing powered by Fast Track. He's going to run that inside line out here. Keep an eye who's later on the brakes. Later on the brakes, man, that's going to be a late move out there for the AJ McAllister machine. Not close enough to make that one happen, though. What a move. What a opening lap out here to this race. This is still, we have a long, long ways to go and a long, long times to get there. For those of you that are just now joining in, well, first of all, welcome in out here on Stam Studio Network as we still have, goodness. Taking a look at the race weather here real quick. Partly cloudy skies now above us. Track temp at 99 degrees Fahrenheit. These drivers definitely able to feel that from back and behind the race wheel. It's a little bit greasy on the racetrack. Greasy out here for battles for the race lead. How many times have we seen this throughout this season? It's Luke Cantor. It's Anthony Nguyen. Anthony Nguyen, he's going to play the defense over the hard-charging offense. Luke Cantor outside. Anthony Nguyen out inside line as that now kind of it switches back out here between NASCAR Bend, turn number 3. Luke Cantor able to muscle his way back and around, but all sorts of racecraft. No contact giveth, no contact taketh. Luke Cantor back to the race lead from where he started. Anthony Nguyen up 2 spots, and Billy Smith II, he's also where he started this race. Let's really quick take a look at this race replay of Daniel Parmalee out there heading in within turn number 3 within the opening lap of the race. Should be turn 5, I believe this was. Oh, Patrick Brunson, he just dips his nose down into the inside line, and just the slightest little bit of contact within that right rear quarter panel on the Halboro Gummy Bears machine out there for Daniel Parmalee. Hey, we've seen this year before though for Daniel. We've seen him kind of come back out there from some of these earlier kind of mishaps in the race weather. I mean, they're not as, I don't think they have ever been Parmalee's fault, but we have seen him come back there from him. Also, Patrick Brunson out there, that's going to be a slow, an off track there for the number 93. Oh, there's going to be a black flag for Patrick Brunson. I thought that it was just an off track penalty. I believe race control will be able to clear that going down our long back straightaway, but that's it. You get a little egregious out there on corner exit. I believe it's outside of Oak Tree in turn number 6, and this long back straightaway here. And if you're a little bit too egregious on that throttle pedal, you'll definitely be getting a slowdown penalty headed your way. Patrick Brunson, he started within that top 6, top 5 positions. He's fallen now down to P8. You can focus the attention on the left side of your screen at the timing and scorings tower. That'll be how many positions your favorite driver has gained or lost as the drop of the green flag. And biggest mover, look at it, AJ McAllister. He's had himself a night here so far. Patrick Brunson outside lineup here on Zach Capps. Zach Capps also having himself a night as well. 4 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Anthony Nguyen, though, just sets the fastest lap of the race, running P2 right now. Wow, Patrick Brunson, he'll get surged back and around. Patrick, he'll fall back 9th, 10th, and fall back down to P9. Zach Capps involved there as well. Take a look here at this Stam Studio Network race replay. Going back there within turn number 1. Patrick Brunson, meat of the sandwich inside of 3 wide. And then that right rear quarter panel, just a slight tag there. We'll take one more look at the Stam Studio Network race replay before backing into racing action. So here comes Patrick Brunson, and this is, well, that's kind of the move that sets up this 3 wide out there, down and across the stripe. And at this point, it's kind of a drag, it's kind of a drag race right down there heading with the turn number 1. Patrick Brunson, whoa, and then just nuts. Oh, man, I think he was probably going to be clear, but a little bit wide on that line out there from the number 6, I think, there of Zach Capps. It's going to spin out there, both of them. Battles out here for the race lead, continuing to heat up, continuing to boil. It's Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, Billy Smith II. Only about half of a second that separates the front 2. Less than half of a second that separates second and third. And now Billy Smith II, remember, last lap by, he just set down the fastest lap of the race. Billy Smith's the second's last lap was a 2:03.76 compared to Anthony Nguyen up and in front of him, who ran a 2:04.81. That's a lot more pace that we see out of driver number 70. We've seen this out here time and time again. And if you focus your attention bottom right side of the screen, that's why you see number 70 leading within the point standings. Billy Smith the second, no matter what kind of racetrack we go into, a little bit of shorter track, a little bit of longer, more speed out there at Virginia International Raceway. 3.2 miles we're working with per lap. 220 horsepower in these Toyota GR86 Cup cars. And Anthony Nguyen, Billy Smith the second, continuing to drive it out. There's Anthony Nguyen. He's got 2 tires dipped off of the racetrack there. 2 tires at least in the grass is a little bit better than 4. As you dip one of these Toyota GR86 Cup car tires up and off of the racetrack there, iRacing Simulation Motorsports, just like out there within real life. These are laser scanned tracks, laser scanned cars out there, computer simulations that cannot be beat, frankly. And you'll definitely, that's another one of those things that you'll be feeling from back and behind the race wheel, looking back and behind the race out there, reel up there with Anthony Nguyen as he continues to kind of close that battle up there within P2 of Billy Smith II. Here's AJ McAllister, here's Andreas Profana, Jack Dennison. Jack Dennison, nice start to the race. Kobe Parts as well. That'll be 5 spots gained for him. Patrick Brunson still kind of crawling back from that incident that he had earlier on. He still runs P8. Michael Janicki works his way all the way back from the last row on the racetrack, all the way up to P9. Here comes Zach Capps and Daniel Parmalee. Zach kind of also involved up there with Patrick Brunson. Daniel Parmalee, a contact on his left rear quarter panel, lap 1 of the race, rounding out P11. Still rounding out here for battles 1, 2, and 3. It's Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II, and Anthony Nguyen. We're about 8 minutes down now here on stage number 1. Stage is at every 20 minutes of the race. Really quick, enjoy some sights and sounds out here from Virginia International Raceway. It's Sean Stam up here in the booth, directing, producing, and commentating the show. I'll be right back here with you after we enjoy some sight sounds from VIR. You can crank it back down as we join this battle out here between 10th and 11th position. This will be Daniel Parmalee and Zach Capps going at it. Not sure if that was a point by there given for Zach or just that much more speed, that much more momentum out there throughout these long VIRSs for Daniel Parmalee. Parmalee continuing to work his way back up here through this pack. Kristen Janicki just went off the racetrack here. We'll hop on board here with her, see what went amiss as she continued to close that gap up there to, I believe that was James Lopez right up in front of her. Yeah, that's the kind of more technical portion, kind of slowest portion of VIR that we've seen out there. Kristen work her way through, heading into those, the outside of it, going into the S's there. And it's just, golly, that's why I mentioned earlier within kind of our pre-race talks out there. It's kind of more of a driver's racetrack, a lot more speed, a lot more kind of aerodynamic discrepancies and kind of aero that you can lean out here within the car. Shoot, our top speed here tonight has been a whopping about 130 miles per hour as Anthony Nguyen continues to slice and dice and work his way through this pack. Checking in on race leader and Billy Smith II. Slowdown penalty given to Michael Janicki. That's Kristen's son there. Checking in on race leaders and battles for the race lead. If we take a look here at the last 5 laps separating Luke Cantor and Billy Smith II, I think that this really starts to play here the bigger story. Lap 1 of the race, I think you can throw that out the window. I mean, that's, you know, lap 1 craziness all kind of happens to ensue, but 0.6 of a second, that's more than half a second gain for Billy Smith II. Lap 2, and then look at lap 5, 0.3 of a second, but don't count out 3 and 4, loses all that kind of time that he would have gained back on lap 5 for Billy Smith II. Comparing Billy Smith and Anthony Nguyen out there for battles between 2nd and 3rd. Anthony Nguyen still within that same camera shot, but unfortunately not able to close that gap. 2, 3, 4, and 5 laps. Been a little bit slower for driver number 95. Closest battle on the racetrack here, it's 5th, 6th, and 7th, all going at it. Remember, there's only about 8 minutes to go until our first competition. Yellow, Andreas Rafana leading this 5th. It's got Jack Didison running 6th, and then on board with Kobe Parks here, who runs P7. Kobe Parks, our second to biggest mover, 5 spots gained since the drop of the green, as these drivers make their way throughout the most important corner of the racetrack, the double right-hander back and around Oak Tree. You gotta make sure that you plant that throttle pedal down right there, or else next thing here, before you know, you're gonna run, you're gonna lose so much speed on corner exits, and you're gonna see just out here that Profana did. I don't think Profana even had that ugly of an exit, but it was just that much of enough out there to see Jack Dennison to start to take around that outside line, and Jack Dennison, nice pass there. Door, quarter isn't clear. Here comes Profana looking right back around that kind of roller coaster section there. Not close enough though. Profana kind of compromises his next corner entrance as Kobe Parks starts to make a move around the outside. Kobe Parks will live to fight another day and just live to, well, start to look down the inside out there. The track racer, Toyota GR86. I've noticed up there in timing and scorings that Billy Smith II, he's been able to close the gap to Luke Cantor, but not necessarily able to make the pass actually happen. I think that this is one of those racetracks out here on Stanford Network and the NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Nice pass there for Pana down the inside there. I don't think you want to be leading out there coming within the white flag laps of these stage breaks, and even most importantly the white flag of the race, because the VIR, it's such a draft heavy track, right? Only these two are the GR86. They only have about 220 horsepower out there behind them. They poke a massive hole out there within the air as well. This is, again, just make sure you have that drink. Make sure you have a snack in hand for that final stage, final 20 minutes of the race. I don't think anybody's going to want to leave their seat. Welcome in, Ted, and YouTube land. Welcome in, GT Eddie. That's Edwin Honorfree winning just 1 week ago. Moonlight Dancer 09, greetings, is ready to watch some exciting racing tonight. Man, shout out Moonlight Dancer out there in the YouTube land at just every single race, it seems like, out there able to make their way out there within YouTube land, and it seriously does mean the world to me. MD, I do have some pretty big news out there for you right before we make our way up here through this roller coaster bend, as Billy Smith II using the slipstream, using the draft to baby blue Toyota GR86 is fighting for the race lead. No contact giveth, no contact taketh again, but that's probably been the 4th, 5th lap in a row out here for Billy Smith II. He continues to just work this way, smooth on the inputs, smooth on the throttle, smooth on the brake, all of the above, steering, whatever you want to call it out there. He just continues to just close that gap. We're running the full course of VIR out here. It's a whopping 18 turns, a 3.2 miles as we look door to door for the race lead. This is what Luke Cantor and Billy Smith II excel at here, as it's gapping this gapping for the field, about a 5-second gap back to Nguyen, and then here they go. They can start to slice. They can start to kind of do this battle out there from back in between themselves. They're keeping that contact still clear of one another. There goes Billy Smith II down around the inside line as Luke Cantor leaves the door door wide open. Luke Cantor, though, after leaving the door wide open, able to concede the race lead, continue to run out there where he's been running, but I don't know if this is all going to last here for 1, 2, 3 more laps. This longer run speed, this longer run pace, this weather out here, it's 103 degrees track temp. Almost could cook an egg out there on that track with how hot it is. You definitely feel that within these Pirelli GR86 wheels back in underneath your feet. So it was a move that had to be done, but couldn't quite make it happen for Billy Smith II, the driver who leads us in the point standings for a really good reason. Billy Smith II, 7 wins on the season. Speed, consistency, it's key, and no matter what kind of racetrack we'll bring him to, he'll definitely have it there. Here comes another door-to-door battle out there. This is going out there within Oak Tree, the double right-hander, going into the most important corner of the racetrack. Patrick Brunson around the outside line. Gonna have Jack Dennison around the inside, and Kobe Parks continuing to chew on this popcorn as he has his popcorn bucket out there within that battle out there between 6th, 7th up in front of him. Patrick Brunson there able to get that run outside of quarter exit, just what I was mentioning just a couple laps ago. Corner exit speed equals a lot faster lap. It'll play a lot more defense than the offense. Back out here to the race lead. Speaking of defense versus offense, Billy Smith II, he's going to kind of pull a switch around right here. A later race apex out there, kind of a diamond within the corner as Billy Smith II. That'll rocket him out there and across turn number 18. Back out here and across the stripe we go. Only 3 more minutes until our first stage break, and Billy Smith II, a little bit more offense here, dives it down the inside line. We'll still run door-to-door between Smith and Cantor. Cantor, he's gonna have to give up a little bit here, but he puts his foot right back here within the gas pedal. He plants that gas pedal as far as it can go within the fireboard. It's still Luke Cantor backing around the inside. Billy Smith II saying, what can he do? What does he have to do to try to make this pass actually happen? No grip equals no speed. Billy Smith II falls back down, backing around to P2. Luke Cantor can take a breath or 2 or 3, but that one's not going to last for long as well. Remember these long straightaways from Virginia International Raceway. Luke Cantor able to he's not able to break the slipstream, not able to break the draft, as Billy Smith II really just right up there all around that, all within kind of slipstream and draft distance, only 0.4 of a second back. So really quick, Moonlight Dancer, I don't know if you caught the broadcast a couple days ago, but I have some big news to break up here as far as myself goes up here within the booth. The local dirt track reached out to me, Cotton Bowl Speedway. Your man, the myth, and the legend up here directing, producing, commentating the show. I will be my first real life out there action back and behind the booth. Cotton Bowl Speedway outside of Bastrop, Texas, September 5th. You can download and subscribe to Race On if you'd like to be a part of that, and I'll be sure to shout you out here. But right now, shouting out here between Luke Cantor and that Billy Smith II battles for the race lead. Coming out here within should be white flag lap to go in stage number 1. We still have battles up here across the racetrack as well. Patrick Brunson, Andreas Grafana, they continue to duke it out there for P5 and P6. Really quick though, Patrick Brunson had just made an amazing pass over Andreas Grafana. Here's another look at it here. It's along that back straightaway. And he's just able to muscle his way by it. No contact, give it that there, but he's using that slipstream, using that draft as Andreas Grafana pokes such a huge hole within the air. He's able to just close that gap right back and up and just kind of rocket his way back and into the race lead. Excuse me, back in here for P5 was Patrick Brunson. Here we go, battles here for the race lead. Only 30 seconds more left within stage number 1, so this will be the white flag lap. Stage breaks every 20 minutes out here tonight. They have about a 4.5 second gap over P3, P4, and P5. But I like to always view this as a crystal ball, if you will. This is a glimpse into the future of what could be our final lap to go in here in just 40 minutes time. On board here with Billy Smith II, continuing to work his way up and through the S's. up and through the yeses, and now through here, out there going into the oak tree. Double right-hander. He's still on board with Billy Smith II. Look at how he's going to compromise just a little bit out there at that corner entrance, and he's going to make it all right back on corner exit as well. Here we go. This is the exact look that I was talking about. Crystal ball effect. This is what we will definitely be seeing in 40 minutes time for the race lead. Billy Smith II, can he make this work? He's going to work around that outside line. He's going to put a strong side draft on that right rear of Luke Cantor. He's going to put what feels like a parachute on that number 9 machine. Here comes Luke Cantor, though, backing around that inside line. Luke Cantor, he's able to keep it even and keep it right back and into the race lead. What a hard drive out here from between the first stage of the race. Luke Cantor, he lost a few positions on the opening lap, but no, he makes them all right and on back. Luke Cantor, he'll be our stage 1 winner at the stripe. We're going to re-rack them. We're going to restack them all as Anthony Nguyen, he'll come across the stripe in P3. AJ McAllister, Patrick Brunson, Andreas Profana, Jack Dennison, Daniel Parmalee, Kobe Parks, Zach Capps, who round out our top 10 at the stripe. Michael Janicki works his way up to P11. James Lopez, Kristen Janicki, and Raul Alvis, unfortunately disqualified there after hitting a jump in qualifying that iRacing deemed, I guess he was going the wrong way, and unfortunately Raul not able to make it to the racetrack tonight. But Luke Cantor, he'll be our stage 1 winner. Stick with us out here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back here with you with one of our words from one of our sponsors and or affiliates. Thank you, everybody. Alrighty, welcome back here to Stam Studio Network. Sean Stam directing, producing, and commentating our Scott Adams Driver Development NASA Texas Sim Racing Series. Luke Cantor and Billy Smith II, after duking it out for the race lead, they've kept it out there from about a 4-second gap over Anthony Nguyen, AJ McAllister, Patrick Brunson, Andreas Profana. That'll be the top 6. Dennison, Daniel Parmalee, Kobe Parks, and Zach Capps rounding out our top 10. Just another quick reminder, NASA Championships 2026, September 24th through 27th, Sebring International Raceway. Don't miss out. Register now at www.nasachamps.com. You don't want to miss your chance to drive that legendary track. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors and affiliates as Black Underwear, Brunson Motorsports, Ottoline Motorsports, located just outside and in Austin, Texas, TRB Autosport, SimShop.com, creating that real driving feel through direct drive and wheel races, Speedcom.com Communications, leading supplier of motorsport and those radio comms, Velocity Sim Racing, and of course NASA Texas Sim Racing, and NASA Texas Racing, and Scott Adams Driver Development. We'll get back up here within Green Flag Racing here this time by, well, it's all up there, led within Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II, and Anthony Nguyen, as we'll run single file racing across the stripe. Who's gonna have a run up there within turn 1? Well, you had to have a run up there out of the cannon outside of turn number 18 within that pace lap out there, as there's really just nowhere to go. Turn number 1, still Luke Cantor into the race lead. Here comes Billy Smith II backing around town. Anthony Nguyen, P3, starting to look around the outside, just trying to set up here turns 4, 5, a little bit more, not close enough to make a move happen. AJ McAllister up to B4, Patrick Brunson holding off P5, and Andreas Grafana working up to that 6th position battle. Gonna really start to see these drivers, they're a little bit more cool, a little bit more calm and collected on these race restarts, right? You just can't make a move, you can't make a pass for a position happen without compromising yourself within another position lost. Drivers still making their way up here, kind of through the gearbox and up here through the heating up their tires and brakes as well. After our first competition caution, Patrick Brunson continuing to run about that P5 spot. Whoa, he'll dive it a little deep within turn number 5. Here comes turn number 6. That's what I am trying to showcase out here around that double right apexer. You try to carry a little bit more speed out there and into it. Next thing before you know, you're just losing all that speed and momentum that you had going into the corner. It just disappears on corner exits. AJ McAllister, Patrick Brunson, that gap will shrink a little bit, but that's just all the slipstream. That's just all the draft out there. Speaking of slipstream, speaking of draft, here comes battles for the race lead once more. We just ended the stage within those side-by-side battles, and here comes Billy Smith II. Not going to go down without a fight. He's going to put his foot right back out there on that throttle pedal. Kobe Parks a slowdown penalty there after he has cut the track. We'll take a race replay here in just a few moments' time, if we can see if there's a kind of a run out there for the race lead. Not really a run for the race lead, but I would say a run out there for P2 and P3 and on back. Turn number 1, an excellent passing opportunity, an excellent passing zone. Here we'll go. It's down within 2nd to 3rd gear there. Billy Smith II a little bit deeper within the brakes. He'll go around that outside line, but again, just not close enough to make it actually happen, or at least get side by side. Anthony Nguyen, the driver who, talk about Anthony Nguyen 3rd within the point standings. Talk about consistency, talk about pace. Anthony Nguyen, it's all over his name. He continues to just watch that battle out there for the race lead, continue to just roil up and in front of him. If they do start to get side by side, if there is a little bit of contact on their side, look for Anthony Nguyen to pounce, as he only sits 0.2 of a second back. On board now with Billy Smith II. Whoa, he had a little bit of bump, a little bit of a run. No, he didn't have that run back and around the inside. Something that I would love to showcase if I could the best. It's the elevation changes out here at VIR. There you see it as we are on board with Billy Smith. It's back down and around and up and through the roller coaster they go. And that's not even roller coaster section. Luke Cantor, he was a little bit deep out there within turns 5 and 10, or in turn 6. He lost just a little bit of time out there, and that was what is a little bit of time. It's going to transition into a lot of bit of time. Right now, you're going to start to see Billy Smith II. He was 0.2 back. It's now 1.13 back. He'll close the gap up. So does AJ McAllister. Patrick Brunson, he'll run about 0.8 of a second back out there from this top 4 pack. It's still anybody's ball game. We still have that last competition to go in 12 minutes time. Rest of the pack working their way back and down the hill here. It's Andreas Grafana, Jack Dennison, Daniel Parmalee, Zach Capps, and Kobe Parks. Speaking of Kobe Parks, we can hop on board here with him and take a look at this race replay. This is what happened to driver 58. This was the opening lap of stage number 2 of the race, and there you can see it as we're on board with him. It's just lower tire temps, it's lower tire pressures. There's not as much grip within this Toyota GR86 Cup car. He's fighting for grip. He's fighting for it there. Does a nice job of saving and keeping that race car pointing the right way, but man, he's going to feel the effect there. Backing into this battle, it's still Luke Cantor getting hounded. Nothing but a hound dog. Getting hounded all the time off that front bumper of Billy Smith II. What do you do right now? And I'll transition this question out there back within YouTube land. What do you do and who would you rather be? Would you rather be the mouse running away from the cat, which is Billy Smith II, or would you rather be that cat out there for Billy Smith II? On board with the GoPro camera shot ears that continue to work their way back and down through the elevation-hungry Virginia International Raceway. Unfortunately, no more Oak Tree out here through the double right-hander, but the double right-hander continuing to provide a lot more, not only passing. Whoa, Billy Smith II, he gets loose as a goose mid-apex there. I don't know how he's able to carry that much speed on corner exit. He'll live to fight another day, live to fight another lap for the time being, but don't look now. Anthony Nguyen, here he comes. Anthony Nguyen, P3 in the point standings. Billy Smith II, P2 in the point standings. And oh, that's right, we got Luke Cantor back out here in the race lead. Unfortunately, no Scott Adams tonight. He gets ready to go out there up north at Canada tomorrow. Scott, if you're watching, best of luck out there to you there, and I really do appreciate you and Marie for allowing me to broadcast this Scott Adams Driver Development NASA Texas Sim Racing League. 31 minutes down, 29 minutes to go, 9 minutes to go until our next stage break as this battle for 1, 2, 3, 4 not going anywhere. How long can they keep this up without contact from one another? It's continuing to run 3.2 miles per lap, 18 turns per lap. Luke Cantor somehow, someway, still able to hold off that hard-charging Billy Smith II. Billy Smith II somehow, someway, able to keep the pressure on the rear bumper of our race leader, but with no contact. This is amazing racing out here tonight in this NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series, and that's why you're seeing it, this NASA Texas. We transition drivers out there from their rookie status out there and into champions, both on and off sim racing world, HPDE, real life racing, and all of the above for classes 1, 2, 3 and above. Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II, Anthony Nguyen. That's the 1, 2, 3 at VAR. Checking in on YouTube land, who has the cat, who has the mouse? Still checking in on a response there. But Luke Cantor, I'll give, I guess, my best comments that are honest. Me personally, from back and behind the wheel, give me P2 rather than P1. No matter you slap me on kind of my bread and butter, which is oval track racing, or hey, a little bit more right to left here on it, especially light kind of sports car racing, light horsepower racing. Give me P2 because you're going to see exactly here just that. Billy Smith II, he's able to work around that slipstream and draft once again. And down there, back and around the hill they go through the foliage. Nobody knows. Billy Smith II, he's going to have the preferred racing line out here. Can he actually make it happen? Again, no contact here just yet. Trying to cut off a little bit outside of turn 17. 17A, right back and around 17B. The DRS stripe on the track means nothing as these wings are fixed. Battles are fixed here for the race lead. Finally, Billy Smith II able to make it happen. There's a little bit of contact on their side from third and fourth. AJ McAllister and Anthony Nguyen, a little bit more contact there. Billy Smith II, how many laps exactly did that take for finally the 70 to find the race lead and clean air headed his way? I know that we talked about kind of lighter horsepower, lighter sports car racing, but that's another thing that these drivers will definitely feel from back and behind the race wheel. It's within how much clean air that you actually have across the front nose. I'll tell you right now, clean air equals speed, speed equals grip. Billy Smith II, Anthony Nguyen, now Luke Cantor. A little bit of a shuffle here as Luke Cantor starts to look low. These battles just continue to get closer and closer and closer. You can feel the intensity rise, rise, rise. Out here on Stam Studio Network, atop 1, 2, 3, 4, 2/10 of a second between all of them there. Billy Smith II hitting his marks for the race lead. Here we'll go again though. The long back straightaway. Will Billy Smith II be caught up there within Anthony Nguyen's hands as we'll make our way up into the roller coaster section? Or does Billy Smith II have enough kind of slicing, dicing defense? Does he have enough out there back within physical and the mental fuel tank that he can start to kind of break that draft a little bit? No, he's not going to snake his way back down that straightaway. Billy Smith II keeping a contested and clean line, kind of that allows Anthony Nguyen to give a great big shove to that rear bumper. And now race leader Billy Smith II, Anthony Nguyen, you know, he's going to bump draft his way back down that back straightaway. We're working our way to stock car racing tonight, NASA, Texas, and Nguyen up to P2. Luke Cantor now falls back to P3. AJ McAllister still sitting pretty in P4. What does Anthony Nguyen have this time? He's going to work his way around that outside line. Is he just trying to get a little bit more open of the apex back there within turn 1? And here comes 2 and 3 back within NASCAR Bend. Anthony Nguyen, he is definitely there. No contact yet. He started to look low, but still about a half of a car length back. I really thought that we were about to see the number 95 Mazda Toyota GR86 machine really start to make a move out there, but he's going to bite the bullet and just kind of be there within these next couple of turns. And well, maybe not next couple of turns, he loses a little bit more there, but he's going to be there within these next couple of laps. These next couple of laps, I think these not the most important portion of the race, but one of the most important portions of the race, because we're going to start to work our way into that final stage break, our final re-rack and restack of the race. I think that's where you're going to start to see even more of this intensity start to rise within these final 4 minutes before that stage break. These drivers know that they have a great opportunity to make 2 passing opportunities before that last single file race restart. Working their way up into the gearbox, 120, 125, 130 miles an hour. Luke Cantor starts to look back and around that inside line. No, it's still not there. AJ McAllister, he is there. This top 1, 2, 3, 4 continuing to duke it out here through Virginia International Raceway. What a race this has been. What a season this has been. The point standings up there within the top 3 in the points. They are well within they are close quarter combat there. Speaking of close quarter combat, oh no, Luke Cantor, he'll get passed out there as Anthony Nguyen finds the race lead, finds even more clean air headed his way. He's going to have to play a lot of defense here in turn number 1. He's so far on the right side of the racetrack there. He's compromising a lot of that race entrance for that for the corner exit there. I thought that Luke Cantor was going to be able to work that race lead back and around the town, but no, not quite. Now Luke Cantor is trying to fight off out there for that 3rd position on back. Really quick, here's a look at this. Do we have it here? Really quick, here's a look at this pass up there after, well, that was, here we go back within the turn there. And yeah, that was a really good look at it there. Luke Cantor, he doesn't even drive it deep, but Anthony Nguyen, enough of a door was creaked open there. Knocking on that creaked open door, and it'll creak open just enough for that number 95 to find the race lead. 1.5 more minutes to go until the final stage break of the night. Anthony Nguyen, this is dangerous for the field. Driver 3rd within the point standings. Now he's got the race lead. This driver number 95, he could rocket himself within the race lead within these closing laps of the race if this field isn't careful. AJ McAllister, what a season it's been for him as well. Driver number 5 continuing to run P3, but here we go. Some more slipstreams, some more draft again from our Stam Studio Network drone camera shots. Look at the inside line there for Anthony Nguyen. Whoa, excuse me, the driver number 9 of Luke Cantor. Anthony Nguyen able to, oh man, he wasn't even able to hold off driver number 9 there, Luke Cantor. But once again, I don't hate that. Coming within the white flag lap of stage break number 2. Now Anthony Nguyen, he's got the meat in his hands, paws, but he's got the slipstream, he's got the draft, he's got the he's going to have the battle for the race lead heating up whenever he wants it to, whether it's going to be across the stripe, whether it's here at turns 1, number 2, or whether it's down that back straightaway. Look at that, Anthony Nguyen. He's going to play the smarter card out here. Love what I'm seeing from Anthony. He's going to wait till that back straightaway here at VAR to make the move for the final win in stage break number 2. Hang on to her, Patrick Brunson. What a move there within turn number 1. Look at this Damn Sturdy Network race replay as he'll get 1, as he'll get a 2. It's a 2-for-1 there after contact ensues from AJ McAllister and Billy Smith II. Joining back here within this battle, whoa, it's even more beating. It's even more banging there. That's going to be Billy Smith II, who falls his way back within P5. Daniel Parmalee, Andreas P6, and now Daniel Parmalee P7. Just as I had mentioned out there from kind of pre-race talks, it is such a driver's racetrack. This is, I mean, these are really fast corners, and a mistake from behind the wheel, it really magnifies itself. Next thing here, before you know, you miss a corner entrance, you miss a corner apex or exit, you're probably fighting down for 1, 2, 3, if not 4 tenths of a second out there trying to fight for your right for survival. Top 5 battles, Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, now Patrick Brunson, AJ McAllister, and Billy Smith II. These track temps continue to rise out here from VIR to Alton, USA, a 3.2 mile, sitting at 550 altitude. The track temp, there it is, 105 degrees Fahrenheit within the bottom right side of your screen as these laps continue to wind down and as these drivers continue to push. You definitely, you're getting a little bit more loose up there from back and behind the wheel. A nice door-to-door battle for him. Billy Smith II and AJ McAllister for that 4th running spot coming to the stage. Whoa, it's a beat. Whoa, it's a bang. AJ McAllister, he gets shoved off the racetrack, coming to the stripe, and then even more contact there with Billy Smith II. Whoa, no. We're going to rack them and them back this lap by, but unfortunately for AJ McAllister and Billy Smith, they're going to lose all that track position that they had gained. Daniel Parmalee, he'll say thank you as he'll rocket his way up in P5. Jack Dennison here within P6. All happening outside of turn 16 and turn 17 on the final lap of the racetrack here. And it all starts to maybe sit up there with AJ McAllister. He's got dirt on his tires. Dirt on tires equal less grip, equal less speed, and out there. And it's not until about this point is when the contact actually happens. Going into the roller coaster section, Billy Smith II around the outside. It's just a racing incident there as Billy Smith, he gets sent a little bit wide. He's going across the craters of the moon there as he tries to keep it around the inside, starts to drift it. Nothing egregious there, and more contact with AJ McAllister. Both end up getting spun. Andreas Profana, he'll I believe, made it through that one. And on board with Billy Smith II this time. Actually, looks like he'll make his way down into the virtual pit lane, so trying to get some, maybe some new tires on it after spinning them like that. So this leaves out Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, Patrick Brunson, and that final driver interview spot. Stick with us out here after the conclusion of this race on Stam Studio Network. Unofficial, official race results, and top driver interviews headed your way. Andreas Profana, Daniel Parmalee, Jack Dennison, AJ McAllister. That's the top 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Zach Capps, James Lopez, Kobe Parks, Michael Janicki, Kristen Janicki, Billy Smith II, and Rel Elvis running on our top 14. Once again, a huge shout out there to NASA Texas, Scott Adams Driver Development out there for developing drivers and champions, both on and off the real life and virtual racing track. Unfortunately, Scott Adams not able to make it out here tonight as he's prepping to leave for Canada tomorrow. Unfortunately, no Jared Odrick as well, as he's driving NASCAR Canada, and that's an event this race weekend outside of Quebec, I believe. We get going back within green flag racing point standings. Billy Smith II, 7 wins on the season. Scott Adams, P2. Anthony Nguyen, P3. Jared Odrick, P4. And Chase Gardner, P5 in the points. Now here we go back within green flag racing. 15 minutes left here within VIR, this NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. It's another 3-car breakaway out and up front, as now Andreas Rafana, he works his way here within Winway P4. Anthony Nguyen, Luke Cantora, some side by side, some door and quarter and right back and into clear for Luke Cantor to take away the race lead within turns 1, 2, and back and around NASCAR band in turn 3. Patrick Brunson, he's 4/10 of a second back, only 1/10 back from Anthony Nguyen. Anthony Nguyen deeper within the braking zone there. You'll see the front suspension go to work, the front sinking into the racetrack. These Toyota GR86 Cup cars going to work. These final 15 minutes to go. Patrick Brunson losing a little bit more there as this slipstream in the draft continues to come to life out there for P1 and P2. Luke Cantor not up there within the top 10 within the point standings, but multiple wins on the season to his name. This is so fun to watch out here within these real-life racing drivers coming out here within, bringing it into the sim. I've talked out here between a couple of these racing drivers from back and behind real life and between the sim, and they said the biggest difference, you don't have the feelings on your cheeks. And I'm not talking the facial cheeks, but I'm talking the G-forces back between the other cheeks. You're trying to make your way out here back and around the fastest laps of the race that you can, but next thing before you know, you're spinning out. That's where these real life drivers, I think, whether you started in sim racing or you started real life racing and came over to sim racing, that's what's going to make or break you up there. It's a lot of tire sound out there from beneath your feet. It's also a lot of kind of out there from feeling in between the race wheel. Something I've seen that Patrick Brunson, we've seen this racer from real life Toyota GR86 Cup car racing action come within real life racing, come within sim racing action out here within NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development. And Patrick Brunson, how about him? He has been here. He has done that within whatever kind of track will take him out there to. Finds the speed, finds the pace. Another driver finding the speed, finding the pace. It's Daniel Parmalee. He got spun out there in kind of stage 1 of the race, lap 1 of the race. This wouldn't be the first time that we've seen it up there for him. Daniel Parmalee, not his fault. He's now looking side by side, outside line of it there. Doesn't want to go one more spot down out there, but Andreas Profana going to take over that P4 spot. Daniel Parmalee right back in on that throttle pedal, backing through turns 4 and P5. Andreas Profana a little bit loose out there as Jack Dennison almost within that rear quarter panel of the Dynaco machine of Andreas Profana. Jack Dennison keeps it out of that left rear quarter panel and keeps his nose clean. Dennison runs P6. AJ McAllister drops to P7. Zach Capps works his way up into P8. Back out here to the race lead, Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, Patrick Brunson. Keep your eye on that U.S. Money Reserve Eagles Canadian Racing powered by Fast Track as we hop back on board here with Patrick Brunson. I mentioned this earlier on with Anthony Nguyen as this kind of being a track within his sort of driver style. Patrick Brunson, another kind of driver style here within, I think VIR does an amazing job at tailoring to their driver style. Patrick Brunson started P5. He's up 2 spots as the drop of the green. 12 minutes left to go. He's still right up there within that draft position. Anthony Nguyen, watch this. Oh, I so thought Anthony was about to slice it around the inside line up there after he had worked his way from 2/10 back, from back and around to that rear bumper. But no, Anthony Nguyen, he knows that there's a long time to go. He knows that there's a long time to get there. Anthony Nguyen knows what they say can't be done, and that's here within 11 more minutes until the checkered flag flies. So a little bit more of a slowdown there between the 1, 2, and 3. Here comes the battles for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, all within the same camera shot. Daniel Parmalee, he's back on the offense here. He's going to work his way around the outside line of the racetrack. A little bit longer way around the racetrack, but more speed, more momentum there for driver number 99. Halborough Gummy Bear Paint Scheme Machine and Daniel Parmalee. He's ripping the Parmesan up top. Can he put his foot right back into the gas? He can. It's going to be another side-by-side, door-to-door battle out here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place. Parmalee, nice work around it inside. And AJ McAllister kind of follows suit out there. Daniel Parmalee, P4. McAllister up within P6 within the inside line. Nice kind of follow suit out there for McAllister. Take another look here at this race replay. As watch, it was a kind of a 2-for-1 as far as two different drivers are concerned. Watch, there goes Parmalee inside line. There goes McAllister, the bright orange Toyota GR86. McAllister following suit up there from that Gummy Bear, Parmalee. Battles here with only 10 more minutes to go. Luke Cantor, he's not going anywhere. Less than 0.3 of a second back is Anthony Nguyen. Patrick Brunson less than 1 second back. And then we'll have a 4.5 second breakaway from third, separating P4. Parmalee, Profana, and McAllister going at it now. Another slipstream, another draft, another bump, and not so much of a run for Anthony Nguyen, continuing to sit kind of cool out there within that P2 spot. As once again, I don't know if you want to be the race leader coming within the white and checkered flags to go. We just saw some nice battles out there between going into roller coaster section. This was 2 wide. It almost presented 3 wide. AJ McAllister, he'll make his way back and around. Daniel Parmalee there. Outside line is clear, but here comes Parmalee back around the inside. And look at it. There's Zach Capps. I believe that is all the chrome Toyota GR86. Just watching all of this happen right in front of him. It looks like Daniel Parmalee able to muscle his way back and around. He'll take away back and in P number 4. 8 more minutes to go. There's no more re-racks. There's no more restacks. Anthony Nguyen, Luke Cantor, 0.3 of a second out on up front. The second most important corner exit here, back and through the kind of the mini S's headed into the big S's. It's another elevation change, elevation hungry Virginia International Raceway. It's Sean Sam up here in the booth, directing, producing, and commentating the show. I appreciate you all joining in out here tonight from the bottom of my heart. Track info, weather looking a little bit, it's still looking pretty hot as well. 106-degree track temp within a whole hour-long racing. This is so much grip, so much rubber that is lost out here from back in between every single one of these drivers, but especially out here for the race lead. You're pushing it lap after lap after lap. You're turning that race wheel a lot more than probably your racing competitors. And here, next thing before you know it, you're losing a lot of bit of that grip within diving it deep within corner entrance. If we take a look at the last lap history between the last 5 laps between our 2 front runners, Luke Cantor and Anthony Nguyen. Anthony Nguyen, he has been faster lap 20, lap 21, and lap 23, but just not close enough to get side by side, not close enough to put the slipstream parachute out there on that driver number 9 Dynaco machine. Luke Cantor able to continue to run right where he started this race. Comparing though battles and lap times between P2 and P3, here comes Anthony Nguyen and Patrick Brunson. He's actually been faster. Lap 19, lap 20, lap 21, but a little bit slower, 22 and 23. The visual gains continue to be a little bit lost for Brunson as another 300ths lost that time. So that gap for the race lead, it's grown just a little bit out there, but it's just one mistake away. Virginia International Raceway, I think that it's one of the tracks that will punish your mistakes the most, especially from back behind the race wheel, one of these not too much horsepower sports cars. Daniel Parmalee, he's working P4 there over AJ McAllister. AJ McAllister, an amazing night here for him and Andreas Profana both. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th positions battles that continue to duke it out. They're on board here with Daniel Parmalee, and you see AJ McAllister just trying to dip a nose up there, trying to get a headlight, trying to get a nose out there within clean air. That's another that's another thing that you'll be tested out here after the conclusion of this race. Clean air equals grip equals speed. I was laughing out there because I saw, not because of that, but because of the flashy McFlashies starting to broom out there from Andreas Profana. He's showing that he's got places to go, and that's backing around that top 5 running position. Really quick, back up here to the race lead. It's still 1, 2, 3. Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen, Patrick Brunson. 4 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. Here comes Parmalee, here comes Profana, here comes AJ McAllister as well. A 3-car breakaway for 4th, 5th, and 6th. A little bit of contact on our side, or you call that a kiss. Andreas Profana hang on to it here. Daniel Parmalee's hanging on to it. Back it around and up and into top 5 for Parmesan. What a race as they'll both run way off the racetrack on a turn 17B. That'll kill the momentum. That'll kill the speed. Going across the stripe to complete lap number 26. This time, 4 minutes to go. Here comes Jack Dennison in the all-chrome Toyota GR86. Here comes Profana. He starts to look low again. That's not even looking low. That is diving it down within the next county over within the braking zone there. Andreas Profana able to hold off that P6 position. Here comes Jack Dennison. Here comes Zach Katz backing around. P7, P8, James Lopez. He sits 2.5 seconds back for P9. This battle's 4th, 5th, and 6th. You can try here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll promise you, it's going to be a lot harder to get much better there here than it is on STEM Studio Network within these battles within NASA, Texas, Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. This has continued to heat up, continued to boil since the original drop of the green flag, and only after 2 re-rack'ems and 2 re-stack'ems. This is still 5 different drivers continue to duke it out. Not only are these 5 drivers continue to duke it out, but we still haven't forgot about the battle for the race lead. Luke Cantor and Anthony Nguyen. It's 0.3 of a second. That's only on corner exit though. Watch Anthony Nguyen. It's 0.3. It's going to be 2/10 here before next thing we know it. And after we see that, I believe Anthony Nguyen, he is just abiding his time, just waiting for the time to strike. These final few minutes to go. Billy Smith II, who leads in the point standing with 7 wins on the season, unfortunately shown 1 lap down right now. That's exactly what Scott Adams needs, even though he's not on the virtual racetrack. That's exactly what Anthony Nguyen needs as well. As he's running P2 on the racetrack right now. The points leader. He's going to drop points, and P2, P3, P5, and P6 are going to gain there. As unfortunately, no Jared Audrick, no Chase Gardner as well. So we still have a long ways to go here within the season, a long time to get there, but it's going to, next thing here before you know it, it's going to be here, it's going to be done, and these specific 1, 2, 3 points here, 1, 2, 3 points there, that's where you're all going to kind of make or break your championship run. Back here within this battle, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th continue to heat up. Here's 99. Daniel Parmalee was outside, transitions his way back into the inside of the racetrack, but then he has to open up the corner out there on corner exit. Andreas Profana tries to get back and around the inside there of Daniel Parmalee. Daniel Parmalee with another nice corner exit. He's able to hold off the contacts there for 5th on back. Daniel Parmalee up shown 1 spot since the drop of the green flag. For those of you that are just now joining in, you can focus your attention on the left side of your screen. That's where your favorite driver and how many positions they have lost or gained since the drop. On board here again with Andreas Profana. He's going to work his way around that inside line of Daniel Parmalee. This is going into the double right-hander apex. Andreas Profana around the outside line. Daniel Parmalee around the inside line as these continue to close out there within these closing laps of the race. The intensity once again continuing to ramp up, continuing out there to see 2 tires off the racetrack for Andreas Profana. He's going to keep at least 2 tires on the racetrack. That'll be enough drive off out there for driver number 21. Out there with what should be our final lap to go. It's still Luke Cantor and Anthony Nguyen. They're separated by 1/2 of a second. Luke Cantor, these last couple laps of the racetrack, really has just been putting down the laps to be beat. Speaking of Luke Cantor, there's that gap out there. It's 0.4 of a second, about half of a second there. Patrick Brunson, 2.7 back. And then a whopping 11.7 back here to AJ McAllister, Andreas Profana, and Daniel Parma-Lee. Zach Capps also out there within this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car breakaway within 5th through 10th running position. The white flag is out. The last lap to go. It's like, what do we watch out here? Do we watch this kind of 5-car breakaway from 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th? Or are we joining back out here on the race lead? Side by side going into turn 1, going into turn 2. Really quick checking in on the race lead. Final time out there through the S's they go. Luke Cantor still a cool, calm, and collected 0.4 of a second gap over P2. Patrick Brunson still setting P3. Here comes this battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on back. Andreas Profana, he's leading that kind of 5th car breakaway. It's following AJ McAllister. I'll take that back. McAllister leading the 5-car breakaway. Profana, he's still there as well. And here comes Parma-Lee and on back. Jack Dennison, he's still trying to get at least one more position headed his way. Zach Capps is also still there as well. Two completely different racing battles to watch out here as we continue to make our way down into the final lap of VIR. Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen. Here comes Anthony Nguyen. This is going to be his only shot that he's got within the final lap of this race. We have talked about this so many times tonight. It's been the slipstream. It has been the draft. Does Anthony Nguyen, 0.3 of a second back, have enough of it? It was 0.3. It's now 0.2 of a second. You're going to see Luke Cantor playing the defense within the final corner of the racetrack here. He leaves the door wide open for Anthony Nguyen to make a move. Here we go into the final sector of the racetrack. It's up and back down the hill through roller coaster section. Luke Cantor, he could use another win headed his way. That's Anthony Nguyen, sits P3 within the point standings. Final corner of the racetrack out of turn 17B. Anthony Nguyen, he'll have a run, a drag race to the stripe, but it's the Dynaco machine. How about you, Luke Cantor to virtual victory lane. Anthony Nguyen, P2. It'll be Patrick Brunson at the stripe for P3. And then the battles that we were just looking at there. AJ McAllister, Daniel Parma-Lee, Andreas Profana, Jack Dennison, and Zach Capps rounding out the top 8. A flashy McFlashy for AJ McAllister after he made a late move happen, that top 4 running position. But a top 4 running position doesn't quite take away the race lead, as congratulations. How about you, driver number 9, Luke Cantor, to virtual victory lane. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be chatting out here within our top couple of drivers and taking a look at unofficial, official race results. Hey, Patrick Brunson, it's Sean down here in virtual podium lane. You got yourself a copy?
Copy, yes, sir.
And Patrick, how about you tonight? A little bit more faster racetrack out here at VIR. What was it like? What was it feeling like out here between the Toyota GR86 and back and behind the race wheel, Patrick?
Every bit of this track relies on the draft. I felt like I finally found a setup that was quick enough to keep up with the top 5, but it's not enough to keep up with Tony and Luke. You guys are quick.
Well, Patrick, we appreciate you breaking it down here for us from back and behind the race wheel. Also, what was that high track temp like, man? 110 degrees, I feel like. You could cook an egg on it.
I mean, it wasn't that bad as long as you took care of the tires and broke earlier. The tires didn't get that greasy. But yeah, the draft and the back straight definitely helped cool the tires down.
Well, Patrick, I appreciate you sticking around here for us within a quick podium driver interview. Who you shouting out to? Who you shouting out, Patrick?
U.S. Money Reserve, my sponsor, Scott Adams Driver Development, Black Underwear, Brunson Motorsport. Love you guys.
Patrick, I know that goes a long ways there back behind the scenes. Congratulations on another podium finish this season, man.
Thank you. Congratulations to Tony and Luke.
Hey, speaking of Luke, how about you, Luke, at Sean's Dam down here in virtual victory lane? Got yourself a copy.
I'm here, Sean.
Well, Luke, walk us through it, man. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3. You're able to get it done. Offense versus defense. That was a lot of fun to watch, man.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun racing. I was really trying to, even when battling with Billy and Anthony, I was trying to save my tires, and I think it worked. Car felt great pretty much the whole session. I'm happy with the pace I was running, too.
Golly, Luke, I'm happy with the pace you're running too, man. Lights out pace here for you. Who are you shouting out to you thinking out here tonight, Virtual Victory Lane?
Everyone that does these races, Billy, Anthony, those are some good battles. You, Sean, and yeah, everyone that puts these together and comes out to these.
Luke, I really appreciate it. Man. I'm gonna throw it right back out there to you. This couldn't have been done out there within you and all the drivers on the racetrack. I really appreciate it. Putting on the show, and have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Sean. You too.
Anthony and Wynn, you got yourself a copy. It's Sean down here, podium lane. Not quite. Alrighty, I believe that's going to about to do us for us on STAM Studio Network. And what a race and what a season it's been here so far. We're going to do something a little bit different here tonight, though, on STAM Studio Network. We're going to go through here the drop of the green flag up and until the conclusion of the race tonight. We're going to go through kind of every kind of incident that had ensued on the racetrack, because honestly, there's a lot that happens out here from back and behind the scenes sometimes, and sometimes there's a little bit that slips through the cracks. So from this point on at STAM Studio Network After Dark, crack open the cold ones here, because at this point it's just all fun. Here's a look here at the original start of the race. Man, 2 and 3 wide going out there within turn 1. That'll be Daniel Parmalee on the outside line, Anthony Nguyen on the inside there. Side by side and 3 wide on back. That's Patrick Brunson, the real-life Toyota GR86 Cup Car driver. Just chatted with him there. And it was a clean, calm, cordial start out there until about, I believe, we started to make our way through the S's. Still side by side for the race lead. Cantor and a little bit of contact for Anthony Nguyen out there around the inside as we continue to watch this battle out here. This is only the start of the race. There's still so many race replays to go. I must have better put on some music. And then that's how kind of Luke was able to work his way back and around the race lead. Well, also saw Daniel Parmalee. This was the race replay we saw earlier on, but we're also going to take another look at it here. This was making our way back down and around, I believe, turns 5, heading to turns 6 and 7 here. Parmalee, just that much. That's all that's going to take within kind of send that Toyota GR86 Cup car around. We'll take another look at it here. I believe that's going to be Luke Cantor on the inside, and then who is it with contact? That's going to be, I think that's going to be 70 there of Billy Smith II. Unfortunately, that there just tiny little bit. And then the next little bit of contact that we had for incident was not necessarily contact between drivers, but James Lopez. He goes a little bit off the racetrack here. Tires not up to his optimum operating conditions as far as speed, and as far as, pressures and temperatures go. He'll go a little bit tight through there. Well, we also had Patrick Brunson and Zach Capps, a little race incident going across the stripe in here and into turn number 1. 3 wide here. I believe we saw a race replay of this earlier on. Yeah, Patrick just right rear quarter tagged there. We had Kristen Janicki go off of the racetrack, and we're hopping on board here with her. This is about through turn 6 and through turn 7. Excuse me, this is now hopping on board with Kristen. This is up and through the S's. No, it's just a little bit wide up there setting up those, and she's going to save that thing in the number 20 SM Toyota GR86. And then we had a couple of passes out there for the race lead, some race replays that we would not want to forget about. Check this out. Billy Smith II, Luke Cantor going at it side by side. Luke Cantor able to just muscle his way down there by, but here comes Billy Smith II right on back. That's what a lot of tonight has been. It's just been the yins and yangs out there of road course racing at VIR. Hopping on board with Andreas Profana as I believe he goes off the track trying to close that gap out there to P1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, just tries to carry a little bit too much speed, and he loses so much speed and gap up there. He actually loses a spot to Daniel Parmalee for that 5th running spot. And then coming into the checkered flag, hopefully you stuck around here to catch this race replay. As here it was down and around the back straightaway. Here's Anthony Nguyen and Luke Cantor going at it. It's Anthony Nguyen who does close the gap, but man, he closes the gap out there so much that look out here for Billy Smith II this final lap to go. Anthony Nguyen with an immaculate run back and around the outside, just not close enough to have it side by side going into the corner. Tries to close it up there out on exits, and well, here we go. Out there and across the stripe, it's out of turn 17B. It'll be Luke Cantor, race winner in the NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. That says Patrick Brunson, but it was Luke Cantor. Alrighty, that's going to about to do it for us on Stam Studio Network. It's Sean Stam, of course, directing, producing, and commentating the show. I appreciate you all out there from joining on Stam Studio Network from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing this broadcast. If you do like it, there's actually an Easter egg. If you press the like button, it'll turn into a tire. That'll burn some rubber for you. So appreciate YouTube and NASA Texas for coming on board with that. But until next time out here, it's Sean Stam, directing, producing, commentating. I'll see you next time. Thanks you so much.